Welcome back to B&B Spoilers channel. Today, we're diving into a whirlwind of romance, betrayal, and power struggles that are set to rock the bold and the beautiful to its core. Will Carter Walton resist the temptation of Daphne Rose's alluring influence, or will he fall right into a trap that could cost him everything? And how will Steffi Forrester's power plays backfire in a way she never expected? Stay tuned as we unravel the chaos that's about to explode in Los Angeles. Steffi's world is on the brink of collapse. Steffi Forrester has always been a force to be reckoned with, strong, confident, and always in control of her destiny, whether in business or her personal life. But what happens when the queen of manipulation suddenly finds herself at the mercy of forces beyond her control? This time, she may have overstepped, and it could cost her everything. For months, Steffi has inserted herself into other people's relationships, convinced she knows best. She has hovered over Hope Logan's every decision, interfered in Carter Walton's affairs, and tried to engineer outcomes that benefit her. But what if she's finally met her match? Daphne Rose may not just be a passing distraction, she could be the catalyst that dismantles Steffi's carefully built empire. What makes this situation more dangerous for Steffi is the growing tension at Forrester Creations. With Finn Finnegan keeping a secret that could turn their marriage upside down, Steffi's home life is already under strain. She's been so focused on controlling Hope and Carter's relationship that she hasn't noticed the cracks forming in her own. If she doesn't change course, she could lose far more than just a position of power. She could lose her family, her career, and the respect of those around her. And then there's Liam Spencer. Despite his past with Steffi, he may find himself drawn back into her orbit, especially if things with Finn implode. Could this be the beginning of another round of romantic entanglements? If Liam offers her a shoulder to lean on, will it drive an even bigger wedge between Finn and Steffi? And how would Hope react to seeing Liam concerned for his ex? This storyline has all the makings of a complete downfall for Steffi, and she may not see it coming until it's too late. The business deal that could destroy Carter Walton. Carter Walton has worked hard to prove himself as a respectable businessman and loyal partner, but temptation has come knocking in the form of Daphne Rose. While some might dismiss her so-called super scent as an exaggeration, there's no denying her ability to lower Carter's defenses. But what's even more interesting is whether this attraction is as one-sided as Carter claims. Daphne isn't just any ordinary woman, she has a magnetism that makes people take notice. From the moment she entered the picture, she had a mysterious air about her, and her chemistry with Carter was undeniable. The question is, was it all intentional? Was she deliberately sent into Carter's life for a greater purpose? If Carter is truly devoted to Hope, he'll have to make some tough choices, starting with how to handle his professional relationship with Daphne. The easiest solution would be to sever ties, ensuring she no longer has the opportunity to get close to him. But is it that simple? If Daphne has secured a major deal with Forrester Creations, cutting her loose might not be an option. Could this create an internal battle between business and personal integrity? This situation also presents an opportunity for Carter to prove where his true loyalty lies. If he manages to reject Daphne's advances completely, it could reaffirm his commitment to Hope. But if he hesitates, even for a moment, it might leave just enough doubt in Hope's mind to fracture their relationship beyond repair. No matter how this unfolds, one thing is clear. Carter is walking a fine line, and one misstep could send everything crumbling down. The unexpected confrontation, Hope walks in at the worst moment. Timing is everything in soap operas, and unfortunately for Carter, Hope Logan has a knack for walking in at the absolute worst moments. Just as Daphne's influence is reaching its peak, Hope enters the room, and what she sees leaves her in shock. But what exactly does she witness? Is it an intimate moment between Carter and Daphne, or something far more complicated? Given the nature of Daphne's charm, it's possible Carter was caught in an uncomfortable position, but that doesn't mean he was necessarily guilty. However, optics matter, and if Hope perceives this moment as a betrayal, things could spiral out of control. The confrontation that follows will be explosive. Hope will demand answers, and Carter will have to fight to explain himself. But will she believe him? Steffi has already planted seeds of doubt, and if Hope has any lingering trust issues, this could be the breaking point. On the flip side, there's also a chance Hope will see through Steffi's manipulation. If Carter presents a strong enough case and Daphne's involvement seems too suspicious, Hope might start questioning whether this was all part of Steffi's master plan. And if that's the case, she won't take it lightly. Could this confrontation actually end in a surprising alliance? If Hope and Carter realize they've both been pawns in Steffi's game, they might turn their anger toward her instead. And if that happens, Steffi may be in for a much bigger fallout than she ever expected. Daphne Rose, the mysterious femme fatale. One of the most intriguing aspects of this storyline is Daphne Rose herself. Who is she really, and what are her true motives? Is she just a woman who happens to have an irresistible allure, or is there something deeper at play? If she was placed in Carter's orbit for a reason, the big question is, who sent her? Could she be working for someone behind the scenes, aiming to destabilize Forrester Creations? If so, what's the endgame? And is Carter merely a stepping stone to a much larger goal? There's also the possibility that Daphne isn't the mastermind at all. Maybe she's just another player in a larger scheme orchestrated by someone even more powerful. If that's the case, the revelation of the real villain could send shockwaves through the entire Bold and the Beautiful universe. Regardless of where her story goes, one thing is certain, Daphne isn't done causing trouble, and her presence in Los Angeles is bound to lead to even more shocking twists. What's next? Will Steffi's plan blow up in her face? As all these threads begin to intertwine, the ultimate question remains, will Steffi's plan work, or will it be her undoing? If she succeeds in tearing Hope and Carter apart, what will she gain? And more importantly, what will she lose in the process? If the backlash is strong enough, Steffi might not just face professional consequences, she could be forced to re-evaluate her entire approach to life. And with Finn's secret waiting in the wings, this could be the beginning of her greatest downfall yet. Meanwhile, Carter and Hope's relationship hangs in the balance, and Daphne remains a wild card with unpredictable motives. Could she be the one to set the final domino in motion? The next episodes are sure to be filled with unexpected twists, betrayals, and shocking revelations. What do you think will happen next? Will Steffi finally get what's coming to her? Or will she find a way to turn the tables yet again? Next, we're breaking down the dramatic twists and turns set to unfold in The Bold and the Beautiful. With Carter Walton caught in a whirlwind of temptation, Steffi Forrester pulling the strings behind the scenes, and Daphne Rose's seductive plans creating waves, this upcoming episode could change everything. Will Carter remain faithful to Hope Logan, or will he fall for Daphne's alluring trap? And how will Steffi's latest scheme backfire in ways she never anticipated? Let's dive deep into the chaos. A failed seduction, Daphne's last-second defeat, and a surprising turn of events, Daphne Rose may fail in her seductive mission. For all her charm, confidence, and the almost supernatural allure of her signature fragrance, Carter Walton proves to be stronger than expected. As she leans in, expecting him to crumble under the weight of temptation, he resists. This moment is not just about Carter's commitment to Hope, it's about his own integrity. For Steffi Forrester, this unexpected failure is more than just a bump in the road, it's an outright disaster. Her grand plan, which hinged on Carter succumbing to Daphne, has collapsed before it even began. She had been certain that his past weaknesses, his history of passionate affairs, and the undeniable chemistry between him and Daphne would do the trick. But instead, she watches her carefully plotted strategy unravel in real time. And what's worse, Carter and Hope emerge stronger than ever. Rather than breaking them apart, this ordeal may reinforce their trust in one another. Hope, who had every reason to doubt Carter after witnessing Daphne's advances, might instead find herself admiring his loyalty. It's a blow that Steffi never saw coming, and it forces her to reconsider her next move. But just as Steffi is trying to process this failure, another unexpected development occurs. Daphne quickly shifts her focus elsewhere, and it isn't long before she catches the eye of Zend Forrester. This raises an entirely new set of possibilities, proving that even failed schemes can lead to unintended chaos. Could Daphne's seduction attempts end up affecting someone completely outside of Steffi's plan? And if Zend falls under her spell, will his relationship with Paris Buckingham be the next to crumble? The rule that came back to bite Steffi. What makes this situation even more amusing is that Steffi herself may be forced into a deeply ironic predicament. The very rule she once championed, an ironclad workplace policy that forbids employees from engaging in romantic entanglements with their colleagues' partners, could now work against her. Had Daphne succeeded, Steffi could have played the scandal to her advantage. She could have used the ensuing fallout to push Carter out of Forrester Creations and shake up the company's power dynamics. But now that he has resisted, she has to deal with an even bigger issue: the potential firing of Daphne for attempting to seduce a committed man. If Hope pushes for Daphne's removal, citing the policy Steffi herself endorsed, Steffi may find herself in the awkward position of defending the very woman she sent to do her dirty work. Would she go so far as to fight to keep Daphne at Forrester, despite knowing that her original plan has failed? Or would she cut her losses and pretend she had nothing to do with it? This hypocrisy wouldn't go unnoticed. Brooke Logan, Ridge Forrester, and even Taylor Hayes would all have something to say about Steffi's shifting moral compass. Her reputation as a strong leader could take a hit, and it would be yet another example of her making questionable choices in her relentless pursuit of power. The chaos that would ensue if Carter actually fell for Daphne. But let's consider an alternate reality, one in which Carter did succumb to Daphne's charms. If that had happened, the repercussions would have been earth-shattering. Hope Logan, still scarred from Liam Spencer's past infidelities, would not have been able to look past such a betrayal. Her rule is simple: one mistake, and she's gone. In this scenario, Hope wouldn't just break up with Carter, she would make sure he suffered for it. The balance of power at Forrester Creations would shift dramatically, and Steffi would have been ready to swoop in with her next phase of manipulation. She could have played on Carter's guilt, pushing him into a position where he felt unworthy of his place in the company. But the real twist would come with Carter's ultimate decision. Instead of turning the company over to Steffi, as she had hoped, he might have made an even bolder move, handing control over to Brooke Logan instead. Steffi's worst nightmare would then become a reality: her longtime rival, the woman she has fought against for years, suddenly in a position of power. That would force Steffi into an impossible dilemma. Would she allow Brooke to keep her position and risk watching her reshape the company in her own vision? Or would she urge Brooke to step aside in favor of Ridge, knowing full well that doing so could threaten Taylor's hard-fought reunion with him? This scenario would have sent shockwaves through both Forrester Creations and Steffi's personal life, leading to betrayals and power struggles on a level she never anticipated. The bigger picture: what this means for everyone else. No matter which way this story unfolds, it's clear that every character involved will be left with a lasting impact. Whether Carter remains faithful or falters, the relationships at the heart of the bold and the beautiful will be forever changed. For Carter, this moment defines who he is as a man. If he remains faithful, he cements himself as someone who has grown beyond his past mistakes. If he falters, he becomes yet another man in Hope's life who couldn't stay true. For Hope, if Carter proves his loyalty, she may finally feel secure in a relationship after the trauma of Liam's betrayals. but if Carter falls, she will walk away without looking back. For Steffi, regardless of the outcome, she has exposed herself as someone willing to play dirty to get what she wants. If she isn't careful, she could end up facing severe consequences, both in her professional and personal life. For Daphne, whether she succeeds or fails, she has now inserted herself into the lives of some of the most powerful figures at Forrester Creations. With Zen showing interest in her, she may not be out of the picture just yet. And what about Ridge, Taylor, Brooke, and Finn? How will they react when the dust settles? Could this drama escalate into something even bigger? Next, we'll delve into the tangled web of relationships, secrets, and betrayals that are about to shake the bold and the beautiful to its core. With Carter Walton standing at a dangerous crossroads, Steffi Forrester playing puppet master, and Daphne Rose seducing her way into the Forrester empire, this week promises shocking twists that could change everything. And let's not forget Finn's spiraling turmoil as dark family secrets threaten to unravel his world. Let's break it all down. Hope Logan's growing suspicion and Brooke's bold move. Hope Logan can't shake the feeling that something isn't right. She has always been able to sense when Steffi is up to something, and this time, her instincts are screaming that there's more to Steffi's return to Forrester Creations than meets the eye. Her mind is consumed with uncovering the real reason behind Steffi's sudden reappearance, making her oblivious to the chaos brewing right under her nose. But while Hope is laser-focused on Steffi's motives, her mother, Brooke Logan, has her own battle to fight. She makes an unexpected visit to Ridge Forrester, seemingly to set the record straight about their past. Despite their complicated history, Brooke wants him to believe that she never truly betrayed him. But does she really want Ridge back? The answer isn't as clear as it once was. Taylor Hayes certainly thinks so. If she happens to be present during Brooke's visit, she won't hesitate to accuse her longtime rival of trying to worm her way back into Ridge's life. This classic love triangle may not be as dead as it seemed, and with emotions running high, one wrong move could send everything spiraling once again. Secrets lurking in the shadows at Spencer Mansion. Meanwhile, tension is building in an entirely different corner of Los Angeles. Over at the Spencer Mansion, a new mystery unfolds as Will Spencer finds himself cornered by Electra Forrester's relentless questions about Luna Nozawa. But what neither of them realizes is that Luna is closer than they think, perhaps even hiding within earshot, absorbing every word of their conversation. What exactly does Luna know? And more importantly, what is she planning to do with the information she's gathering? Given her complicated past, there's a real possibility that she's preparing to take drastic action. Is she seeking redemption, or is she plotting revenge? Either way, the Spencer household is about to become the center of yet another scandal. John Finnegan's world begins to crumble, while chaos brews elsewhere. Dr. John Finnegan is barely holding himself together. His entire life has been defined by his devotion to saving others, but now, he is the one drowning in uncertainty. The bombshell revelation that Luna Nozawa might be his daughter has shattered his sense of stability, and the thought that he could be connected to a woman who once tried to kill Steffi is tearing him apart. Finn is doing his best to suppress his emotions, but the pressure is building. He knows he must remain a rock for his family, especially for Steffi. Yet, deep down, he is struggling with the horrifying possibility that his past may have finally caught up with him. How does he reconcile his duty to his wife with his moral obligation to a daughter he never knew he had? To make matters worse, his mother, Lee Finnegan, is equally alarmed. She has always been fiercely protective of Finn, and now that Luna's presence threatens everything he holds dear, Lee may take matters into her own hands. And if Steffi discovers the full truth, she may not react the way Finn hopes. Given her history with Luna, Steffi could see her as a ticking time bomb, ready to strike again at any moment. And let's not forget Poppy Nozawa, who is at her breaking point. Her panic over Luna's uncertain future is evident, and she is desperate for answers. But how much does she truly know about the past? Could she be hiding something even more shocking? Steffi's risky game, a plot that could backfire spectacularly while Finn is dealing with his own turmoil. Steffi Forrester is laser-focused on a different goal, taking down Hope Logan's perfect world. She believes that Hope and Carter Walton wield too much power at Forrester Creations, and the only way to break their grip is to destroy their relationship from within. That's where Daphne Rose comes in. Steffi orchestrates a scheme so carefully crafted that it seems foolproof: send Daphne in to seduce Carter, exploit his weaknesses, and let the resulting fallout do the rest. If Carter betrays Hope, their relationship will collapse, leaving Steffi free to manipulate the corporate landscape however she pleases. And for a moment, it looks like Steffi's plan is working. Daphne, with her intoxicating charm and undeniable allure, begins pulling Carter into her web. Hope, distracted by her investigation into Steffi's motives, is completely unaware of the growing storm on the horizon. But what Steffi doesn't anticipate is the unpredictable nature of human emotions. Plans have a way of going sideways in the bold and the beautiful, and if Daphne loses control of the situation, it could create chaos far beyond what Steffi had intended. Carter Walton's ultimate test: will he fall or stand strong? At the center of this storm stands Carter Walton, a man who has spent years struggling with his past mistakes. He has been down this road before: temptation, scandal, heartbreak. This time, though, he wants things to be different. He is devoted to Hope, and for once, he wants to be the man she believes him to be. But Daphne Rose is no ordinary temptation. She is a master of seduction, a woman who knows how to exploit every weakness. The chemistry between them is undeniable, and for a fleeting moment, Carter is swept up in the moment. The air is thick with tension, and the question looms: will he give in?